Dan here for the Ben's Products YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about this behemoth of a ship called the Evergreen. It is a ship that's in a company called Evergreen Shipping, and it is blocking the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is man-made, and it's so narrow that it only allows for ship traffic to go down it one way at a time. I've studied this and I've heard about this before, how the Suez works. I believe they hold the ship traffic, and this is like a bottleneck that the ships have to cross to get to the other area that they're going. And what they do is on either side of the entrance to this thing, they hold back the traffic. So all the ships go through in one direction. Once that traffic's passed, they then switch the direction and all the ships coming the other way go through. So this is a real narrow passage. And this ship, the Evergreen, it's one of the largest container ships in the world, 1,300 feet long, and it's a behemoth of a vessel. It's just amazing that this even works. Now, what I wanted to do today, I'm posting this quick video because I'm into this kind of subject and I've studied this online. I've been monitoring the situation this week, and a lot of people don't realize why they can't just simply move this ship, like strong arm it with enough tugs and enough cables and whatnot to just like turn the thing around like a little toy boat and get the thing lined up in the deeper part of the canal. What they don't realize is the mass and the weight and size of such a vessel. This is the whole problem. And I wanted to do this quick video because it's like fascinating how these ships work. I might go into more detail and post a detailed video later, but I wanted to get this out while this is going on and to explain the situation. And by the way, please subscribe below to my channel because that will help me springboard into getting more videos and content posted. I'm trying to get the thing above 1,000 subscribers at least. I'm not looking to be famous. I'm just trying to do this as a hobby. It's just for fun. So the deal with these large ships, when these things are sailing normally and they are in the ocean, when you have wave action, don't forget you're talking about a distance from the bow of the ship to the stern in the back of 1,300 feet. So as the wave action happens, that 1,300 feet, it's great. You may think that's going to make it really safe or really smooth because it will even out those waves that are rolling as long as they're shorter than that. That's true. But here's the problem. If you have a wave and the position of the wave is stretched out so that you have it cresting at the top, the front of the ship, then it lulls, and then it maybe goes back up near the back of the ship, that kind of wave puts extreme stress on the hull of this ship. And even though this is made with iron or steel, high-grade steel, it's probably not iron, of course, because iron would be brittle, hence the Titanic lower-grade steel, things crack instead of bend. Okay, so that wave action, this massive ship, if you look inside the hull, if you position the camera going straight down the length of the hull through a passage in the ship, you would actually see the whole thing is flexing back and forth and up and down with the wave action. And when you have long waves like that, It can cause metal to actually crack or the ship structure to actually fail. And this has happened in the past with a mega cargo ship. These mega ships, just from wave action, has caused the hulls to actually break apart. So with this Ever Given being stuck in the canal, they have to gently massage this ship out of the position it's in very carefully, because number one, this thing is not empty. It's loaded with a ton of cargo. Number two, because of what I just explained with the metal fatigue and the metal cracking issues, even though this thing looks like it would be like super heavy duty, at this given scale, this thing is almost like a ship made out of like tissue paper. The force is needed to pull it and manipulate it when it's stuck in like sand and mud, and the hull, you're trying to move a part of the hull using leverage, even though just the front of it appears to be stuck at this point. If they pull it too hard on the back, they're just going to crack the ship and all the cargo. Then it will sink and it will become lodged on the bottom of the canal. And that's something that you could equate to the Costa Concordia wreck. If that happens, look how long it took them. Well, there were some environmental issues with that one, but it could take a massive amount of time to move a wreck off the bottom of the canal. If it gets stuck there, you would have to dismantle it and haul it away. It would be a disaster. So what they've tried to do is around the front of the ship, the bow, they've been excavating the sand away from it, and they're trying to work with the tides. When you get a high tide, that's the best chance you have of floating the ship or pulling it out of there. And they're going to try it. As I film this right now, it's Saturday afternoon, March 27th. They are going to try something tonight with the tide. If that doesn't work, the next chance there's going to be a window of opportunity where they have a 16-inch rise in tide. But it's not going to be for, they might have to wait for another 2 weeks to get this 16-inch rise in the tide. So this thing is a real dilemma. It's a real puzzle. And apparently what happened was this thing was cruising down the canal and it got caught up in some real high wind. And you can imagine with all the containers on the deck of this thing, the wind can push on the side of the ship like an old tall ship, an old sailing ship used wind power to move the whole ship. Well, you got the same kind of action here, and the ship is so massive, the 1,300 feet long length, you only have a rudder way in the back controlling the angle that it's going. So if you have enough wind, it can, the ship can actually be pushed into a breadth of distance that's wider than the canal. And what people don't realize, if you have a ship going up a real narrow canal, under conditions where there's current or wind, they, like if my hand is the ship, they can control where the back of the ship goes with the rudder. However, the front of the ship can be swayed by wind. So if the wind is blowing the front of the ship like this, and they turn the rudder in the back to compensate, what happens is the ship, instead of sailing straight like this, straight up and down the canal, the ship actually is sailing at an angle like this all the way through the canal. So if that angle gets too extreme, which is what happened, the front of the ship can get caught on a shallow part of the canal, and that will snag it like a fish hook, and just the momentum of that ship going, the extreme mass will cause it to nose right into the shore and bury itself, and that's what happened. So I'm going to be watching what happens. I'm on the edge of my seat. We'll see what happens tonight with this fiasco, and I'll try to do a video with more graphics later about what's going on. I'll keep you updated. Alright, for now, I'll see you later.